This video is brought to you by Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist, my new book, which is a comprehensive guide to all aspects of music theory necessary for playing rock guitar. From blues to the cycle of fifths, from understanding and using modes to choosing the right notes for a melodic solo, from pentatonic scales to chord construction and keys. It's all covered in a clear and concise manner. With accompanying video demonstrations, jam tracks and tabs, you'll learn to use the knowledge you gain in accessible ways that make sense for less than the cost of a few guitar lessons. Check out the link in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. 1985 was a good year for music on television, in the UK at least. And I guess globally as well, because we had that whole global jukebox phenomenon that was Live Aid. And I've still got the whole DVD package of that somewhere that, I watched when it came out in about 2005 and should watch it again. But then I'd have to go out and buy a DVD player, which I don't currently have. But another great gig that was on TV in 1985, and this is a gig I've spoken about millions of times, probably literally, on the channel, was broadcast in the UK on October the 21st, 1985. It was called Blue Suede Shoes, a rockabilly session with Carl Perkins. And it featured Carl Perkins and his band, along with various of his celebrity chums. George Harrison turned up, so did Ringo Starr, the lads from the Stray Cats, Earl Slick, a whole host of people, including Eric Clapton. And, part of the gig they were just kind of standing and playing to the studio audience, and then there was a little section in the second half of the show where they just kind of sat in a circle and just had a bit of a rockabilly jam, like a segued bunch of songs, and one of them was featured a solo by Eric Clapton. There he is, you can see him just kind of poking around the corner there. There's George and Dave Edmunds, and there's Carl kind of sat like the schoolmaster in the high chair. And one of the songs in this kind of long segue, this medley, I guess you'd call it, of rock and roll tunes, was a whole lot of shaking going on. And Eric played a brilliant solo on that. Very short, but just really memorable. And it goes a bit like this. So there you have it. That's pretty much what it sounds like. I'm quite pleased with how that one turned out, actually. Normally when I do some of these solos where I'm recreating someone else's playing, it's like, oh, I could have done that better, but I've got a deadline to meet. But I'm quite chuffed with how that one turned out. Anyway, now you know what it sounds like. Here's a little bit of an explanation about what's going on in the solo.
Solo explanation.
Let's deal with the chord sequence we're playing over. It's basically a 12-bar blues in the key of A, D and E chords at a fairly up-tempo kind of lick of 188 beats per minute. So it's kind of a bit like this. There we go. Simplicity itself. And over the top of that, he's playing a mixture of A major and A minor pentatonics and a lot of double stops. So starting with this double stop at the 5th fret on the top 2 strings, where he's kind of doing that kind of very Chuck Berry-ish kind of 50s rockabilly kind of thing, funnily enough. But what's really interesting is the rhythm that he's playing on that quite a lot. If I just do this at 100 beats per minute, there we go, there's our metronome. 100 beats per minute, if I start this on the downbeat of beat 1, it'll sound okay. It'll sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Like that. But what he does is plays it on the offbeat. He plays it on the kind of and of beat 4. This is called a push when you come in half a beat early. So listen to the contrast. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Very, very useful little rockabilly kind of thing to do that. It just gives the sense that the notes can't wait to burst out of the strings. It's like they're impatient and they arrive early. It's a subliminal thing, but it seems to work. Then we're off up to another double stop up here, the A note at the 10th fret on the top E, on the B string rather, and the C sharp note on the top E string at the 9th fret. Basically the root and third of an A major chord. Like that. So you could say that's where he's using a little bit of A major pentatonic. After that, he's off up to the 17th fret to kind of hit a few of these E notes at the 17th fret on the B string. I can't quite remember the rhythm of that, but it is. I remember looking at the tab, and that's kind of happening on the offbeat as well, like those kind of double stops there. Then we come into part of position 4 of A minor pentatonic. Like this with this, and again another double stop, this E note at the 12th fret on the top E string, and the C sharp note, sorry, the C note, we'll get to C sharp in a moment, on the 13th fret of the B string, and he kind of bends that up towards a C sharp, like that, to get a really kind of rock and roll sort of sound. But you hear it in blues and stuff as well. It's something that Stevie Ray Vaughan used to do a lot of the time. And then back up to the 17th fret again for a high A note there. Reminiscent of the sort of thing that B.B. King used to do. You just find the highest iteration of the root note of the key that you're in this case A, and that's an A note, and just go like that. You hear that in loads of his solos, but Eric just kind of canes it a little bit more. And then we're back down to the first position of A minor pentatonic, coming in with like that again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so it's coming in on the and again, and then doing the kind of minor third to major third, C to C sharp hammer on, bringing in the 6th there, the F sharp note from the A major pentatonic. Then there's that minor to major third thing again there, to finish on the root note of the A 7th fret on the D string, and then slamming back into the chords for the continuation of the song. A short but sweet little solo, under 20 seconds long, but you know, that little trick of anticipating the arrival of the beat, coming in half a beat early, is something that you find in, well, rock music in general, really. It's in a lot of riffs of Thin Lizzy songs tend to use that. So it's just a handy little kind of thing to be able to instinctively do, and Eric obviously is. And then the double stops. The moment you start just playing something like that, it sounds kind of rockabilly, rock and roll, blues sort of thing. So that's you know, a useful little nugget to be able to incorporate into your playing. So there you go. That's all I can tell you about it. Now you know what to do. Go away and have some fun with it. And as always, you'll find a full tab for the solo in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it, that explanation you've just seen there, and a backing track to play along with yourself. All of that is, as usual, up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description. You know all this by now, but I'll tell you again. It's $3 or £3 a month to get access to all of these additional goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. And of course, a huge, humongous, heartfelt thank you to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are downstairs in the description as well. And that is pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this little slice of Eric Clapton playing a little bit of rockabilly, and if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And do me a favour, drop me a like while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time. We drink beer and talk about music and guitars and many, many other things. It's a great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.